Hello, it's Fran Davidson from psychicandenergywork.com.au, and this is part 2 of my monthly observations for December 2024. Part 2 is always about the birth number. In numerology, there are 3 main numbers: the birth number, what I call the MO, and then the reality number. Now, the birth number tells us what we're about to fall across, learn about, come to channel, discover more as spiritual beings or not. Yeah. The MO tells us how we're going to do that, and the reality number points to the end states, the outcomes energetically and more physically that we'll arrive at by doing these things however we do. In December 2024, we have, as usual, 2 birth numbers. The number that comes every December, which is 12-3, and also 20362, which comes out of adding December's birth number, as in 12, because it's the 12th month, to the year 2024. So that results in 2036, which reduces to 2, and it passes through 11 as it reduces. Yeah, all very long-winded. Anyway, what are those 2 numbers trying to say? I've said a little bit about what 12-3 and 20362 can symbolise and therefore trigger in a person's life on the website, on my monthly observations page. And I always had a bit of text or words there about the month as well as this video. So please make sure to get across that, because it might help to frame everything I'm about to say a little bit more for you. Certainly, as I say on the website, these numbers are powerful numbers. They help us realise, but also 3 can represent expression. 3 is expression and therefore communication. You could say, therefore, it is articulation, vocalising. Now, of course, we do that with one another, but we also do that to ourselves. We talk to ourselves all the time, don't we? We process things all the time. And 3 can be very much the number of processing and therefore the need to process. 3 is also how we communicate to life on an invisible level, therefore, and vice versa. Therefore, 3 can be seen as guidance. And not necessarily spiritual guidance. It can just be intuition. In other words, the fact that we can pick up on things. Not all of that is spiritual in nature. So the fact that we have a 12-3 as one birth number in December 2024 and 2036 reducing to 2 as a birth number tells us that we're here to experience 3 over and above the 3s in this year's chart, this month probably louder than usual. Within that, therefore, we may well see the need to communicate heightened as a theme, a lesson, a challenge, a hot poker, or even just an invitation we've been waiting for years. Yeah, 3 is express yourself. It's not, and within that, this is really interesting, isn't it? Because, of course, all numbers can point to the spiritual and egoic themes we're just about to learn through and because of. Yeah, 3 on that level can be too much communication. And of course, at year end, especially with things like Christmas gatherings and moments where we might feel like our schedule is on overload, 3 can be very much a feature of what happens over these next few weeks, every year for anybody, simply because, you know what, I'm not expressing myself as I truly need to right now, whether that be to join in more or less, whether that to be to hear that sort of dialogue more or less, whether that's, you know what, I've got lots of time off right now, and through that I'm able to talk to myself, confess to myself, admit to myself, let myself actually say what I've been needing to say to myself probably all year, if not all life, yeah, in a way that really helps me move forward now. So 3, of course, is processing. 3 is also flow. Both of these birth numbers signal these things happening more in a way that helps us crystallize how we're dancing together, how we are operating as social and collective beings. Are we working well together? Are we flowing well? Are we being considerate enough, integrated enough, in sync enough, not only on a physical, should we say, day-to-day thinking level, but also on a spiritual manifesting level? Because 3, as I mentioned on the website, 3 can be manifesting, creating. So therefore this month points to people getting sharper about these things. How can you help December unfold in all of these ways in a way that really suits you? First of all, one really good exercise can just be, give yourself some time to yourself, with yourself, whether that be with a pen and paper or whether that's just you as a being that's willing to hear itself think right now. Sit, breathe, and actually make time to hear what you need to do next. Perhaps even what you haven't been processing to the degree that it needs to be processed in a way that helps you make sense of things, understand what you need to do next, whether that be just today next or whether that be in the future next. Yeah, 3 is a time of realizing. 3, in one sense, it is the birth of the vision, the first moment in our numerological cycle and therefore in our existence where we start to get an idea of what we're here for, what we're ready for, what the end of our days wants to look like, what we want to achieve in the journey. And so, of course, we get regular moments of that day to day, month by month, year to year. This month speaks of louder opportunities for that in all the logical ways, because, of course, at year end, a lot of us go on break. For a lot of people, time is quieter, in a way that allows everybody the chance to get in touch with these things. So 3 is give yourself the space to process, give yourself the space to realise, give yourself the space and others to share those things where that information is needed, whether that just be as a piece of feedback or even just, hi, how are you? Or whether that be a deeper, meaningful or more meaningful exchange. Again, as I note on the website, this year's December's birth numbers really are very well timed for next year. So for those of us who are very good at setting New Year resolutions, or at least, mapping out perhaps what's possible in the next 13 or 12 months, go for it. Because you'll probably find the forces with you over these next few months. Use it to your advantage, But also know that 3 is the beginning of the clarity. It's the moment that clarity first hits. So what I'm trying to say there is plan all you want, review all you want, communicate all you want. Don't do that thinking that you're at the very end of that agreement, that conclusion, that understanding. That doesn't make what you're going to gather these next few weeks irrelevant or less meaningful than it will be at the end, because of course 3 is the beginning of the dawning, the beginning of the light bulb going on, staying on and manifesting in all forms, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, for the rest of the journey moving forward. All the very best to you in December. Please now log in to the 3rd installment of my monthly observations via video for December 2024, which will tell you the sort of forces that are going to help us in terms of how we do these things, and perhaps add more value to everything I've just said. Travel well, take care, let me know how this comes across, because that's really going to help me moving forward as well. Take care.